The Lord is good, and His mercy endures forever. You are listening to Take 5 with Alex. Somebody said that expectations are just premature disappointments. You're always expecting something, whether it is something good or something bad. There will always be expectation. When you were a child, you expected your friends to treat you kindly and not stab you in the back. Now that you're an adult, you expect the same. And it still happens. You expect things from people all the time that don't materialize. When you get married, there are certain expectations you have. Your expectations and those of your spouse probably don't even line up. You have been influenced by all kinds of different things. Happily ever after fairy tales, TV, the marriages of your parents and grandparents which you witnessed firsthand. Regardless of the expectations you have, they will most likely end up as disappointments. That doesn't mean you don't love your partner or you aren't loved back. It simply means that you can't use a formula to make a marriage or life work. Unfortunately, it's not like geometry or algebra where you have certain rules to apply, and if you apply them correctly, you always get the correct answer. Marriage just isn't like that. Taking two unrelated people from different backgrounds, put them together and expecting the resulting union to read like a textbook just isn't going to happen. In Proverbs 4 verse 23 it says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life." In the NIV version it says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." This is excellent advice, but it doesn't mean that you'll never get hurt. I want to go a step further and tell you that you should also guard your spouse's heart. Don't purposefully hurt your other half. Even when times get tough and it feels like they are the enemy, it might seem that they are doing their best to exclude you, push you aside, and come up against you. When they are doing everything you don't expect them to be doing, it can be very hurtful, and your first reaction is to become really offended. First of all, search your own heart and make sure that your intentions are pure, and speak to God. Keep connected. The truth of the matter is that the devil wants to break up families. He hates happiness and unity. He will try everything in his ability to break your marriage and try to make you believe the lies he's telling you about your situation. John 8 verse 44. "He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because he speaks a lie. He speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it." So in other words, the devil is telling lies and making up stories that he wants you to believe. That's what he does. It's not you against any person. It's you against the devil. Galatians 6 verse 12. "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places." When your expectations aren't met, remember who the enemy is. Your spouse definitely isn't the enemy, even when they act like they are. It's so easy to fall into the trap of being offended and hurt by what someone very close to you says. After all, you love them, and you thought they loved you too. There are many reasons people react in ways that are less than loving, but it does not give us, as children of God, the right to retaliate with anything less than love. Galatians 5 verse 1. "Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty by which Christ has made us free, and do not get entangled again with a yoke of bondage." As soon as you react with less than love, you put yourself into bondage again and play into the enemy's hand. You need to be loving so that you can be free. No one can react bitterly to love for very long. It's not a question of being right or wrong at all. Even or especially if you think you are right, you have to act in love. You aren't going to be able to influence anyone into thinking your way if you're in attack mode. It's not pretty, and it doesn't attract anyone to you. Telling someone they are wrong is even worse. Galatians 5 verse 22 to 23 lists the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such there is no law. I interpret it that these fruits bring freedom. And who is going to choose bondage over freedom? Just think about it. We make life way too complicated. It's really very simple. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Don't get upset and throw your toys when life and people don't live up to your expectations. Just put love at the top of your priorities list and go from there.